Okay, hello. So I found a lot of stuff. I had to record today. I found it today. Like literally 2 hours ago I found it, and I had to come here and make this video because I found a lot of stuff. And it's funny because I'm always like, oh, I'm not going to find this. I'm not going to fall ball jointed dolls, Monster High, whatever. I found it all today. All of it. I found ball jointed dolls, like bulk dolls. Like, there was a handful of them too, but they were like kind of pricey. They were probably like, the lowest one was probably like $277. Then the highest one was like $349. But they had like 6 or 8 of them, and I wanted all of them. When I first spotted them in the store, I spotted them from a distance, and I knew exactly what they were because of their joints, their clothes, the way the box was. I knew what it was. But then I got up close, and I finally heard how much they were. And I'm like, well, I can't take every single one home, but I really wanted to. And it was really hard to pick because I don't know a lot about bulk dolls. So, like, I didn't know anything about the actual doll. I just picked the one that I liked the most. I thought I picked out 3, but I only got 2. And then to add, I was so thrilled. I can't even. As I was up there asking about the dolls, literally directly next to me was this guy, and I guess a girl and a guy. And the guy was holding, I think it was 2 or 3 inbox Monster High dolls, and he had a couple of bags of what seemed like Monster High dolls. I specifically remember seeing Claude. And I'm like 90% sure, I've been debating this all day, but I'm 90% sure he was holding a brand new unboxed black and white Frankie. Not the real drama, the 2010 SD Comic-Con Frankie. I don't know. I didn't see the full length of the box, but there's not a lot of black and white Monster High boxes of the classic shape. The only one I could think of is the Skull Shores black and white Frankie, but that's why I'm saying I don't exactly remember the size of the box. And of course the box looked barely damaged, and it was unfortunate because this is just the start of what I found at the thrift store today. But you could tell, unfortunately, either someone, passed away, or like someone gave up their collection. I'm assuming an adult. I would like to imagine that all the stuff I found probably came from the same person. I have no idea. But just the condition of everything, I get, maybe this was an adult collector. I don't know. But yeah, I should have said something or bought it from him or whatever he did with it. I just overheard them talking. They were like, oh yeah, there was so much stuff back there. And the cashier's like, oh, what is that? They're like, it's Monster High. I'm just like, oh my, I was like my brain was physically buzzing at this point because I was already over the moon finding ball jointed dolls, let alone hearing that there's a bunch of Monster High. But at the same time, I thought that maybe they got them all because I only ever find like maybe 1 or 2 bags, if even. But oh my gosh, luckily, after I was done dealing with the ball jointed dolls, I went back there to have my own look. I immediately found so many bags of dolls, Monster High, and they weren't naked and missing stuff. They had their clothes, their accessories, and they were bags, multiple dolls, and they weren't overpriced crazy. Like most of these dolls were either $12 or under, which is good. And I picked everything up. I was at this point, like, I couldn't see anything else. I was just breathing and looking at dolls, breathing and looking at dolls. And I couldn't even think. I was trying to use every bit of knowledge I have to pick out the next doll because literally everywhere I looked, there was another bag of dolls. I was picking up Monster High, Ever After High. There was Rainbow High, but I didn't pick any up. And then, like, I had to get a cart. It was becoming too much. And I probably looked up and down the toy aisle like 10 times, maybe more. I looked and I found more stuff each time. And I'm just like I'm envious that they maybe got a black and white Frankie, of course, because that doll is pricey and the resale value goes crazy. However, I was so thrilled to find all these dolls I never have. And to make it even better, as you can see, I have dolls here I didn't have any of the ones that were in the store. They were not doubles, not to me. So they were all like new dolls to me with their clothes, their accessories, and everything. And oh my gosh, it was more than amazing. I was so thrilled. And then they have like another toy section a couple rows over. So of course I went over there, and of course there is even more wonders. There was basically like an entire Winx Club collection over there, and each doll, every single doll was new in the box. New in the box Winx Club dolls. I snatched every single one. At this point, my cart was literally overflowing with just dolls. I found Monster High, Ever After High, Winx Club, and I found doll stands. Also saw Barbie Looks dolls, but I don't really collect Barbie, so I left them there. I would have liked to have them, but of course at this point, the price I was going to pay for everything was skyrocketing, so I had to cut costs wherever I could get it. But I was so thrilled to find Monster High, the Ever After High, a whole bunch of doll stands for like $2 each, had like 5 or 6 stands. And of course, as a doll collector, you know how valuable stands are. So I was just, oh yes, of course I'm getting this. Of course I'm going to buy this. And like I was saying, the store was also riddled with Rainbow High, brand new in the box. It was some Shadow High, some Rainbow High, some of the newer Rainbow High. Luckily, I had pretty much everything Rainbow High wise, so I didn't, have to debate if I was going to buy it or not. And yeah, there was even a new Barbie doll. Like, I don't know the name of it, but it's like I think it's like with the, what do you even call it? The different Barbie doll sculpt, the Millie. I don't know who she is, but like the fairy doll and the ballet skirt, if you even know what I'm talking about. It like kind of came out. It kind of just came out. Either way, it was new. I didn't want it. However, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to show everything that I found today. I can't really review it like right now. I just had to make this video because I haven't been that excited to find dolls in a really long time. And like I was bouncing off the walls. I still feel like jitters right now. I was literally bouncing off the walls. And honestly, I think I got everything for a pretty fair price considering what I got. And I'm just more than happy that the Winx Club was not overpriced. Like, each doll was maybe about $20, which is fair for the thrift store that I shop at, because for the most part, sometimes they'll price stuff at like $50 if it's new in the box, just because they think it's like something crazy. I just envy whoever that was next to me that probably had black and white Frankie, like, for real. I'm just glad they didn't pick anything else, because the way they were talking made it seem like they already got everything, and I was just distraught. Anyways, so yes. All this stuff is from the thrift store. So this is Sirenix Blue. Once again, I'm just going to show it. Maybe I'll do a more detailed video later. I just want to show it. This is Cosmix Flora. I don't even know where to put this stuff. I don't have a Winx Club display in my room because I literally only have like 5 Winx Club dolls. If even. The Winx Club has always been so difficult for me to find, so I never went out of my way to collect it. This is Butterflix Stella. Butterflix Aisha. Should I hold it closer to the camera? This is Butterflix Techna. Oh my gosh. Onirix Aisha. Did they have her as Aisha? Or is it Layla? They're calling her Layla here. I didn't even realize. So this is Aisha's Layla. These are some of the doll stands I was talking about. So it looks like mainly Barbie doll stands. But they're regularly like 12-inch, so they're gonna fit most generic dolls. This is Butterflix Blue. This is Cosmix. Well, they're calling her Aisha here. So Cosmix Aisha. I don't really remember why her name changes. This is Mythic's Fairy Blue. Her face screening is kind of off. I just noticed. You can see it. I don't even care. I don't even care. This is Cosmix Stella. Cosmics Bloom. Cosmics Bloom. They actually had multiple Bloom dolls from the same, I think it was like multiple Cosmics and the Cyranics Bloom. I don't know, but I didn't get any doubles of that. I mean, you know, like I said, they were already pricey. So, yeah, this is a collector. I feel bad. I don't know who donated all this stuff, but I'm so glad I found it. I want to go back tomorrow to pick up the other BJD dolls. I really do. These are more doll stands, so they were all just like $2. And I'm just like, yeah, because a pack of these from Amazon is like $7. This is Techna. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a Techna doll with these little like purple wings. She's like a little short doll. I'm not really exactly sure where she's from, but she was only $10. So of course, you know, I don't have any Winx Club. So this was all just like, of course I'm gonna get it. This is this is a Bloom doll. It says City Girl. So yeah, I'm not familiar with it. It doesn't look like, it says it's seen on Yuki. Something like that. I don't know if you recognize the symbol. I thought it was like a birthday themed doll, but it just says City Girl Bloom. So she has little wings too. And she has an extra pair of wings. So yes. And then I found these. I know not a thing about these dolls, but I could tell they were older. I have to do some research on them. I mean, they look older at least. They look like fairy dolls, of course. And they're tiny. They were also only like $10. I don't see a year on here. 2018. So they're not that old. They just look old. And yeah, they're just these random fairy dolls. Like random, I know not a thing about them. I just saw them, and in the heat of the moment, I wanted to have them because they're fairy dolls. If you know anything, let me know. I don't know them. But they're cute and they're cool, and I did, of course, want them. So I added them. And the thrift store gave me all these things in a giant cardboard box. Like, yeah, I've never gotten a cardboard box of dolls from the thrift store before. Let me just put all these away. So yeah, that's just the box. I still have a bag and 2 more Volks dolls to show. Like, it was, I can't even imagine how I felt. I've never found this many dolls at a thrift store, let alone like at a you know, reasonably fair price nowadays, because the thrift store is starting to try, it's like they're trying to do their research. They're trying to overprice stuff, and when they get dolls, they think it's like, you know, they got gold, and it's frustrating. I'm in a thrift store, man. Like, even if it is worth more to collectors, like, you're a thrift store, you should not be charging like crazy prices for something that you just got for free. Oh, yes. So that was all in a cardboard box. Now, moving on to this bag. This is Cyranics Flora. I found this random Stella and Bloom doll. Once again, I'm not familiar with like where these come from. It looks like World of Winx, which I watched forever ago. So yeah, here's a Bloom doll. Stella doll. Pretty basic dolls. They were like $7. Once again, in the heat of the moment, I'm like, of course I do. I don't have any of these at all. So that was all the Winx Club that I found. There was actually more nude dolls, but I didn't pick them up because I'm not going to do anything with the nude Winx Club doll. Unless it's like those other like bendy ones. These were like all like the same style as these. I don't have extra clothes for these dolls, and their hair usually isn't the best. So I didn't think it was worth it to add on a bunch of nude Winx Club dolls. So here's just more doll stands, more like Barbie doll stands. I found these American Girl doll clothes. There was a lot of American Girl. I saw a brand new American Girl doll at the front desk, but I'm not a huge American Girl doll collector, so I didn't even see how much it was. And there was buckets of clothes in the toy section. I would have bought more, but I just don't know like what's worth buying. And then some of the stuff that I was interested in was like $12 for like one outfit. So I figured it wasn't worth it to me, and you know, someone else is gonna find it. However, this bag was only $4, and I immediately recognized this yellow jacket as like American Girl of Today, or however it's called. And I know that's a really fun piece to have. So I decided to, you know, get that for just $4. So here we have my more fun finds. So this is, I don't remember her name. I don't remember her name, but this is Madeline in like the fairy, the like winter girl. As you can see, there's like accessories in there and stuff, and like her wand and this like little like poster card. And I actually found these at the end. After I had already done all my shopping, I saw them about to put this for sale, and I'm like, oh wait, can I look in there? And I found that. And I found this just wandering around the thrift store. Like, they were put in random spots. Like, kids probably picked them up and then put them back in the wrong spot. So this is Slow-Mo. And the, like, athletic Toralei doll. And she even has her soccer ball. So I'm like, I'm going to keep repeating myself. But, like, what collector gave all this stuff away? And then you just know I had to get this. This was an amazing find. I found the Creepeteria Alyssa Bat doll. And the cooking Abby Abominable doll. I actually do have this Abby doll, but this was actually one of my favorite Abby dolls growing up. So I have no issue having another one. And then for some reason, whoever this person was, they had two Toralei dolls, however these are called, the fusion dolls. And they look fairly complete, you know. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the fusion dolls, but I don't hate them. And of course, it's Monster High in a thrift store. How am I not going to pick it up? This is Ghoul's Rule Draculaura with like one of her wings. But actually, I think I found her other wing. Oh, more doll stands. There was a doll in here that had her wing. So this person must have had multiple Ghoul's Rule Draculaura dolls. There's also some of her accessories in here. And once again, this was only $7.99. So, you know, lucky me, they didn't try and price it for like $20. So this other bag of Draculaura dolls, this is Dracubecca, and another, this is Picture Day Draculaura, and it has a whole bunch of Ghoul's Rule Draculaura wings in it. I don't know why, of course, but of course I was gonna get it. Yes. And then I found the Toralei doll, the hero, what do you call her? Catastrophe? It looks like she's missing her belt and maybe her mask. I don't see it, but of course that is absolutely no big deal to me. And then there's a G2 Draculaura in here. I don't know where this doll's from. I don't really know much about G2. I didn't care for it, but of course I couldn't split the bag, and I had to get Toralei. These are some Ever After High dolls. I don't remember these exactly, but they're like picnic dolls or something. I'm assuming it's just Cerise and a Raven. I also found these like last minute after I did most of my shopping. I found this bag of little like Draculaura accessories. So there's another Ghoul's Rule wing. Looks like just Ghoul's Rule's clothes, accessories, and little things. And her little skeleton's in here, the little skeleton guy. But you can never go wrong with G1 Monster High accessories. And this was only $3, so of course I had to pick this up. And then these little pony girls from, I believe it's Monster High. I always get them mixed up with the Enchantables. But these are just absolutely adorable. And once again, they were only like $7. So I'm just like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And this is what do you call her? What's her name? I can't even think of her name. It's not Phaedra. That's somebody else. This is the Poseidon's daughter. I can't think of her name right now, but from Great Scary Reef, and she literally has a bag of her stuff. Like, how lucky. I don't have this doll at all, and I've always thought she was super gorgeous, but I never got around to buying her, and she was only $6. $6. All mine. And that's everything for the Monster High Ever After High, and then all the doll stands, and like, yeah, I also saw Pre-Production Toralei in Spectra in there, but I already had them, so I decided against them. But they were only $20. They were only 20 bucks. I also saw more Ever After High, but they were like new. They didn't have any accessories, and like, I already had the dolls, so I decided against them. I also saw Freak Du Chic Claudine Wolf, but she didn't have any of her accessories, and she was missing her lower arms. So I decided against buying it because trying to replace all those accessories would probably cost more than just buying the doll whole. What else did I see? I mentioned I saw a lot of Rainbow High, but that was like whatever. I didn't see any like rare ones. I found Brianna's Slumber Party, what do you call it? The Slumber Party like sleeping bag, but not the doll, so oh well. I saw, but most of the Rainbow High was still new in the box, which was very cool to see. Now, moving on to the prize of the day. The two Volks dolls that I found. And once again, repeating myself, they did have like 8 dolls. And yeah, this was the first thing I saw when I walked in the thrift store. I was making my same way to the toy section as I usually do. And literally, I immediately spotted these dolls behind the front desk. And looking closer, I was like, oh my gosh, are those joints? Are those dolls yellowed? Are those extra accessories? And I just knew. I'm just like, no way. I just hit the jackpot. And yes way, I hit the jackpot. So this is first looks for me. I haven't looked through here. I bought them, put them in the car, and I just unloaded the car. I haven't seen these like more up close than what I'm looking at now. So I already did ask though. I put these in a Facebook group, and I'm like, you know, what are these? I don't know. I can't even pronounce the name. I may put it in the video somewhere. I don't know. But someone already told me what these were, cause you know, I'm trying to see, like, I don't know. I know Volks is like, you know, a really old BJD company, and it's like, I don't know if it's one of the first or if it's just really old or both. I don't want to missay. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so I mainly picked this one because it was the only boy doll that I saw, and of course he came with all these clothes. So I figured, you know, like, I was gonna have the most fun opening him, and you know, he is the only boy doll. There was a lot of girl dolls, of course. I have one girl doll here. It was hard to pick. I mean, I tried to pick the ones that came with the most stuff and that were cheaper, because, you know, some of them were almost $400. Unfortunately, I wish they were like $100. I would have bought them all if they were like, you know, more affordable for me, but they just weren't. That's why I'm like, should I go back and try and get the rest? Because it's a, you know, it's going to obviously take a big chunk of money. I'm just like, I don't even know to take that risk. Try and like sell them or whatever, or I don't know. But, yeah, I just tried to pick the ones that came with the most stuff. And then there was another one that I wanted, but her finger was broken. I don't know if from the previous owner or just the thrift store moving them around, but I didn't want to take the chance and just like, I don't have any bulk pieces to replace anything with, so I'm just like, let me just leave it. So this is just like, it has a tag in here. I can't read it. This is just a white kimono, I guess. So yeah, these are big dolls. I could obviously tell that as well. Which was amazing, because literally before I went in there, I'm like, imagine I find like a Trinity doll or something. And this isn't Dollmore, but of course this is still such an amazing find. Like, what? And then the wig section of the thrift store was littered with doll wigs. They were all over the place. If I could have like opened the packaging to see the sizes and more what they looked like, I probably would have picked some up. However, I just couldn't see enough, so I decided against buying a whole bunch of like random doll wigs, and like they don't fit or they don't look good or whatever. I don't know what this is. It looks like some type of vest, but it's beautifully sewn. Like, this is an amazing material. This is amazing. I really wonder who gave this to a thrift store and why. Why did they do that? I don't know. This looks like some type of skirt. Not a skirt. I don't know the proper name for it, but it clearly goes with the rest of the outfit. Some type of long skirt-like piece. My cat's here trying to smell everything. So this looks like clearly it's just a whole outfit that was with this doll. So this, I don't know what these are. I don't know if they're socks or something. I can't really tell. I don't want to open that exactly. This looks like it's some kind of tie. These look like little sandals, little shoes. This, I think this is like drapes over the outfit once you have it on. And then there's like, I don't know, these random elastics. I would definitely have to look up how this stuff is supposed to go in this doll. I have not an idea at all. I have not bought a doll this fancy before outside of Pasha Pasha. Even then, my Pasha Pasha doll didn't come with dolls this, or didn't come with clothes like this. Okay, so here's the doll. His wig was sort of Velcroed, so let me see. Yeah, these are like straight from a collector's home. I'm not seeing any type of COE anywhere, which is fine with me. I mean, you can obviously tell this is an official Volk doll anyways. So this is the doll. They look hardly played with too. Like, he's amazing. Okay. So the joints aren't too bad. For as old as he probably is, I think this doll was made in like 2007. So I see a little chip on his finger. That's fine. I mean, this is not broken. So the outfit he's wearing now is even cute. So you can see him in the camera. Someone did tell me his name, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Not that I could pronounce it anyways, but this is him. So yeah, found him. He's got his little plate on. So I'm like, oh, like what's SD? I don't know if the camera's gonna focus, but it's got some numbers on it too. I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick it up. It just says SD. It says 07.08 HD P4, made in Japan. So then it came with this little light blue wig. Yep, that was him and his bag of clothes. And then I found a little girl. Well, not a little, but a girl doll. Alright. Looks like her shoes have peeled off leather. Okay, so I see her name is Sydney. She came with this booklet. Oh, okay. So her head thing was missing. Oh, this is a pin. Oh, wow. How amazing. This is like a pin like for me. So this, I don't know, it came with these directions, I guess. I'm not sure. I've never opened a doll feet. I don't know anything about Volks. Nothing. So I guess that's supposed to be her. Her shoes like rotted off, it seems. So I mean, that's fine though. Looks like there's some type of bag. I think it's just stuffing for the box. She also came with this like wig and it has like this little bow on it. I'm just seeing if she has a COE. I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it's in that bag. But she's in this great dress. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, she's gorgeous. I mean, I'm happy with her. Someone told me she has a custom face up. So here she is. Her shoes, you can see they like rotted off, which, you know, fine with me. She's got this gorgeous gown. So you can see how big she is, I guess, in comparison to me, like any other 1/3 scale doll. They're very yellowed. I actually do not care. I like when dolls are kind of yellowed. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. This was supposed to be a short video. I just wanted to show everything because, I mean, who else can get more excited with you than fellow doll collectors and doll hobbyists and whatnot and whatnot. So, yes, that is everything. Ooh. That is everything I was able to acquire at the thrift store today, and I cannot wait to get my hands on all this stuff, like, even more. And now that I've seen those Volks dolls up close, now I'm debating if I really should go back. I don't even know. The price will likely deter any non-collector, but who knows? I have no idea if Volks collectors go to that thrift store. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I think that's everything I saw. The wigs everywhere. There was various dolls, you know, a lot of stuff to find. The excitement was through the roof. I was literally happy dancing. I was dancing for like an hour. I was just dancing, because I'm just like, does not get better. Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. Yep.